When we have an image stuck in the mind, it's because we're either inputting momentum or outputting momentum. To stop the input, we feel as if we're looking towards our direction and falling and resting onto the gemstone stability. And at the same time, we feel as if there's a head inside of our head falling and resting onto the gemstone stability. So it's like two arrows pointing and resting onto one another so they can't move forward. To feel the dream body, so we lift up our hand and we imagine we're outwardly pushing and pulling down our hand as hard as we can, but we keep it still. Or we feel as if we're raising our hands to our shoulders from the perspective of behind us. When we have one of our emotions hijack our feelings and we use our feelings to create a shield from it, we're like a broom sweeping all of the conflict in front of us, so that's all we can see and experience. So all you need to do is not have any input. When you have the input pacified, you get relaxed breathing with your dream body feeling. The same body you feel as if inside your head is resting onto the gemstone. You get that dream body, and when you end your breath on your voice like a huh, and you keep that while breathing as if that pressure is surfing on top of your stomach or surfing on top of your breath, you want to feel that come from your dream body, and you want to sink into it while feeling it from your dream body. So your dream body is expanding while you're sinking into it. When you feel the relax and you feel your dream body, you lay it onto your imagination like you're laying a tablecloth over a table. You have that ending your breath on your voice in your stomach region coming from your dream body. You want to have like a sigh or like a coming from your dream body, and you're breathing up with it so that it's radiating out into you. You want your input to be pacified, and when you rest onto the output, you have your perception stay looking this way, but you sink. You let the back of your perception grow. The reason we have to use relax every time is because we've taught our body to operate from programs, and when we operate from the programs, we are relaxing into what's not centered and what's not aligned. The body itself is trying to learn you, so when you leave it to operate with only programs, you are teaching it to relax into what's unstable. You can't throw a plane for it to fly. You have to go inward into it to operate it. You have to have your momentum enter the mind, not the reaction momentum enter the mind. And when you have your sight expanded backwards and you send your momentum onto the imagination like a film projector, you feel as if you're staring into a dim light. So when we want to go down on the relax meter, we have the pressure on our breath while breathing. We keep our awareness in our ears, but we feel as if we're falling and we're going aligning down gently and relaxing. So when we want to go down on the relax meter, for example, if we stare at a tree, we don't let our eyes move, or when we let our eyes move off of it, it's like switching channels through the thoughts, and we keep our eyes stuck on it while we only have input coming to the ears. The main fundamental is we don't want to get confused on where our body is on the relaxed meter with where our mind is on the relaxed meter. We'll think, and we'll think in terms of battery. If we use energy, we lose energy. So when we are aware of our inner energy and not our outer, it'll feel like we have to react, and it'll feel like the desire is ours. But when we're aware of our inner meter and our outer meter, we'll realize every reaction is just an acting game. It's all an act, keeping the energetic stability, like the feel a water drop feeling from the vision body, and you feel as if it's keeping stability, preventing anything from rising. When we realize if we're operating from programs and we bring the program into our internal, our outer meter is good, but our inner meter is not focused on, we'll think that we brought in the program, the conflict, and we think it, and we feel as if we have to deal with it and it's stuck with us. But when we realize we're operating off the program, it's just like the outer. We're in an acting game. We don't want to act inwardly in the dream body as if we're dealing with it. So when your affirmation or commands aren't working, it's because you're anti-hypnotizing yourself. You're hypnotized by your programs. When we want to get it booting up and starting back up again, we try to do a task that our body, it feels as if our body doesn't want to do. Instead of enjoying and forcing ourselves to enjoy the task, we feel enjoyment. And when you feel enjoyment, you have that separation or acknowledgement of the hologram and the acknowledgement of the inner.